It's no secret the Star Wars fanbase has been divided for quite some time now. Fans feud over the sequel trilogy, and there seems to be a divide in regards to what the future content of the franchise should be about. Old fans like myself want to see more movies and shows based on stories and characters from the George Lucas era. Younger and newer fans want new characters and new stories. Unfortunately, some of the Disney shows based off of old characters like Boba Fett and Obi-Wan Kenobi have been a bit controversial. And people love Andor for being a serious show and bringing in some new things to Star Wars. I do like the show, but personally I don't think it really does a whole lot of new and unique things. The next 3 movies that were recently announced will come out in different eras of the overall timeline, so we're going to get a little taste of everything. However, there is one story, one source of material that would make perfect sense to become a show on Disney+, and that is the story of Cal Kestis from the video games Jedi Fallen Order and Survivor. It just makes total sense to bring Cal and his story to the TV screen. So, in today's video, I will explain why. We've seen some adaptations of video games recently in movies and shows. Some were good, like The Last of Us, The Witcher, and Uncharted, and there were some bad ones like Halo. Telling the story of Cal Kestis in a show offers Disney a chance to create something new that does honor the past a bit. Cal is a Jedi who survived the Purge at a young age, so we could get the Force and some lightsaber action and get that Jedi lore. We could still get the big bad scary Empire, which is early on in its prime in this time period of Star Wars. We could perhaps see more Darth Vader and the Inquisitors. Cal explored quite a few planets and Tatooine wasn't one of them, so there's a lot of new locations and planets and things to explore. The relationships between characters and droids have always been awesome in the franchise, and it can shine yet again in this show. This honestly could be one of the easiest shows to make. First off, you have a story and characters that you could straight up adapt. It doesn't need to follow the games minute by minute, but you have many great reference points. I'm currently in the middle of Jedi Survivor right now, haven't completed it yet. Sadly, I have seen some spoilers, so I know what happens, and I'm not going to mention them here. Don't worry if you're still playing the game or about to play the game. But I do think the writers could easily draw inspiration from both games and then mix and match in their own stuff. This really should be an easy show to make because it's not controversial. People love the first game, and despite some technical issues with the second, people love that one as well. Fallen Order sold 10 million copies within the first year of release, and Survivor, that just released in April, became April's best-selling game in just 2 days, so the interest is there. Motion capture was used in the making of the game, so you can easily bring aboard some of the actors that played roles of some of the main characters in the game. You don't need to recast Cal, bring in Cameron Monaghan to play him. Deborah Wilson can continue the role of Seer Junda. The experience from making the game should easily translate into a production for the show, especially from the acting perspective. And like I said earlier, this show can easily provide things for both sides of the fan base. The game features new characters, planets, aliens, and creatures, but they also feature some familiar faces, aliens, and droids as well. I think it's the perfect combo. This truly feels like a Star Wars story in a huge Star Wars galaxy. Cal and his crew exploring the galaxy on the Mantis would be awesome to see. Dare I say it has the potential to be Star Wars' version of Guardians of the Galaxy? Cal, BD-1, Seer, Grease, Marin, and Bode would make for an interesting crew. The aspect of the show I'd like to see the most is the adventure and relationship specifically between Cal and BD-1. It could be very similar to The Mandalorian. Grogu hasn't talked, but his interactions with Mando are cute and memorable. The formula of one verbal character plus a non-verbal character can work. BD-1 is Grogu in this scenario. Sure, Cal does communicate and understand BD-1, but we the players, and hopefully audience one day, don't exactly know what he's saying. But again, many times in the game, it's just Cal and BD-1 roaming around, so it's already a familiar vibe, especially if you played the games. And let's not forget about the potential for the bad guys too. This show could feature a young, hungry, angry, and scary Empire. Jedi are being ruthlessly hunted down by Darth Vader and the Inquisitors. The Empire is trying to gain control of all corners of the galaxy. One of the things I liked about Andor is how it showed off the Empire as an organized and intelligent group, specifically with the ISB. I'm tired of seeing stormtroopers miss 99% of their shots. I want to see them act like the soldiers of an oppressive dictatorship. Let's see the horrors of Cal and maybe some other Jedi running around and hiding from the Empire. Let's see the Empire forcibly take over towns and planets. If you played the games, then you know there is no shortage in enemy types. The Empire has purge troopers, shield troopers, inquisitors, and whatnot. We see the return of the droids in the second game, battle droids that is. There's also bounty hunters and bandits that could cause some trouble for Cal and the gang. And we can't forget about monsters either, like Rantcors and Mogu. And for those of you that like a little romance, well, perhaps then that could be explored a bit as well between Cal and Merrin. It was kind of insinuated in that first game, and they do make for a good pairing. They have some similarities. Both are powerful, they both come from war-torn backgrounds, so they're relatable, and some of the best moments from the first game are when they team up. Just no Force dyads, please. So yeah, I think bringing Cal Kestis and his story from the game box to the TV box is a great idea. It's a safe bet for success. The games are loved, you can bring over the actors for some of the big characters, this story could feature both familiar elements from the franchise and mix in some new stuff. There's a lot of elements from this game franchise that can make this an awesome TV show. And please, make a show that is not just 6 episodes with the length of 30 minutes for each one. Well, this was a quick video. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Like the video, share it, support the channel in any way you can. I would appreciate it. And of course, you can find me on Twitter and TikTok at analyzethis_YT. Thanks for watching and see you next time.